Welcome back to VitaBoys, you PlayStation gamers. There have been a million rumors about upcoming virtual reality experiences and new hardware, but the most anticipated device as of late is PlayStation VR. Sony's new hardware for many can be seen as the first big step in making virtual reality a more accessible and mainstream way to game. I know I would love to see all my friends running around with VR headsets. I mean, what could go wrong, right? Pokemon Go. Sorry I had something in my throat there. No, I can't promise you a hilarious world of people aimlessly running around outside with VR headsets strapped to their faces, well, at least for now, but I can promise you a lot of other things. Before we get started, make sure to enter our massive giveaway of 2 Glacier White PlayStation Vitas and 5 Oddworld PlayStation 4 and PlayStation Vita codes. Just click that subscribe button and leave a comment below to be entered. Once again, just click that subscribe button and leave a comment below. Now let's check out the 10 must-know facts about PlayStation VR. The idea of a VR headset isn't something Sony just randomly thought up now. It's actually been an idea of theirs for quite some time now. Back in the 1990s, the first attempt at a VR headset was the Glasstron, which was an early inspiration for PlayStation VR. The headset released in 1997 with a killer title being called MechWarrior 2. The main focus of the headset was targeted at theater experience, but the fact that Sony was looking ahead like this so many years ago really says something. Sony, be real with us. Have you figured out time travel? Virtual reality is amazing, but by yourself, imagine how boring it would get after a while. This isn't a fault of VR, but it's just what happens. Humans get bored. Well, it's a good thing then that PSVR is able to render 2 separate images simultaneously. This means that while you're jamming out on your VR headset, a friend nearby can be playing alongside you with a controller on the big screen. Think about the multiplayer potential that this has. It's basically limitless. With the release of Sony's new headset, all PlayStation 4 games will be able to be played in a new cinematic mode. This simulates a 5-meter screen in which you can move around in virtual space. 360-degree viewing of videos and photos will also be in addition to this. Wow, I mean just wow. Microsoft might want to take a look at this, maybe hurry up whatever you're doing.
Bro, it's totally cool, you know what they say, the tortoise always wins, bro. Always, right?
The PlayStation VR is a very new product, so yes, at first it will be pricey, starting at $399, but as time goes on, it will become more possible to create hardware that is cheap enough to warrant a price drop. But even then, the headset is still less expensive than its competitors over at HTC and Oculus. While this is a plus, you still need to look at the costs that come with getting the headset, as it requires the PS4.5, PlayStation camera, and PlayStation Move to operate. You can look at it like this. The PSVR without the things I just mentioned is like me when I can't find any reason to roll out of bed in the morning. I'm just kind of laying there, useless. If only I had the power to get up. All we can really do at this point is speculate through our own eyes exactly how this whole thing is going to pan out, but we can always take a look through the eyes of Sony whenever they give an answer to the public. Sony says that they have realistic expectations when it comes to sales figures on the headset, and that they predict a gradual increase in sales over time. It's good to see that Sony isn't getting ahead of themselves, but come on guys, you could be a little bit more optimistic. One thing is for sure though, if PlayStation doesn't learn their lesson when it comes to advertising this time, they most likely never will. When it comes to specs, it seems that Sony hasn't gone too much in the cheap direction, which is nice to see. The screen is 5.7 inches with a resolution of 960 by 1080 for each eye. The PSVR has a high refresh rate of 120 Hz, while your field of view is set at 100 degrees. For those of you who have no idea what I just said, basically this thing is awesome, it's gonna look awesome and feel, well, awesome. Well, hopefully anyways. The experiences you receive from the headset will all rely on how developers optimize the new titles for PlayStation 4 Neo, which will be the device running the show. If you want the list of specs for the new PS4, well, I'll just leave it up on the screen for you to stare at as I ramble for a few seconds. Oh look, a butterfly. What is the meaning of life? Okay, next topic. The upcoming PSVR headset is incredibly anticipated for a reason. It's all about the games. So the question is, what can the PSVR headset actually do? There are many games coming out to the new VR headset, but here are just a few that I can list off. Batman Arkham VR, G-Nog, Headmaster, Volume Coda, PSVR Movie Player, VRSC, Super Hypercube Battlezone, and Resident Evil Biohazard. If you haven't played a VR title before, then you are really in for a treat, as a lot of the titles you just saw are only scratching the surface of what will be possible. Something that you might not have known about the PSVR is that in order to play the games you want with the headset on, you need to purchase the PlayStation camera and PlayStation Move controllers so that you can move around in something called the play area. The play area is basically just a certain amount of space that you are free to walk in where the camera can detect what you're doing so that you can play the game. If you ever played the Kinect on an Xbox, it's fairly similar concept, but with the VR instead. Essentially, the PSVR requires about 60 square feet of play space to work correctly. This is nice because it means that you won't be cramped in a small room. You can at least move around a bit to get the most out of certain titles. And of course, we all want to know the final release date of this new hardware, as it marks the day that VR began to make its way to the masses. Not saying the PSVR is any better than its competitors, but let's be honest, this is about the games, and with Sony's long list of memorable IPs with an excited audience, it's very vital that this is done well, and I think it will be. Well, you still have a little longer to be excited, but not much, as the VR headset will be launching October 13th, 2016. Yes, we have a 2016 release date, which is quite awesome. Okay, I get it. I know. Oculus is kind of the head honcho and everyone's talking about HTC Vive, but for the average consumer, something like a PlayStation product has the potential in making VR something that isn't being advertised to that much of a niche audience. If Sony wants to, they have the ability to make this whole thing mainstream. As technology gets cheaper, it won't be uncommon for a lot of people to own a PSVR. This means that the way that we game now might be changing. Please leave your thoughts on this in the comments section down below. Well, that has been the top 10 must-know facts about PSVR. Did you learn anything? Have any questions? Make sure to message us in the comments section down below, and follow us on Twitter to stay up to date with the channel. But other than that, thank you guys for watching, and until next time, VitaBoys out.
Yeah, we're the VitaBoys here for you. Check back every week and stay tuned. Like, comment, subscribe today to be notified. Stay up to date. We are covering everything PS Vita. Weekly game giveaways, come see us. Gameplays, unboxing, reviews, and more. With a lot coming and more in store. We're the VitaBoys and we're here for you.